Good afternoon, folks. This is Deb. It is Sunday. It is the 1st of December. And today we're going to talk about why Vladimir Putin is so excited about Donald Trump's return to the presidency. So, Russian journalist Mikhail Zygar has a unique perspective, and he has told the American people this. So, that's what we're going to talk about. His excitement, Putin's excitement, is not because he views Donald Trump as a pro-Russian politician. Okay, it goes deeper than that. According to Zygar, and I'm going to quote, nor is it the prospect of an advantageous peace deal brokered in Ukraine, ruthlessly brokered by Mr. Trump. The excitement comes from something else. It's that to many in the Kremlin, a Trump presidency might bring about the collapse of the American state. End quote. That's where we are in America, folks. Yes, Donald Trump is Vladimir Putin's useful idiot to some degree. But Donald Trump is also a vile, racist, xenophobic, misogynist, rapist, scumbag, just a bad human being. They do exist, and he is one of them. And he is now our president-elect. To say that we should have seen this coming is an understatement. But yet, on November 5th, the American people chose to return him to office. So let's talk about this. Because what do we know about Russia? We now know that Russia has been meddling with US elections for quite some time, at least since 2016. And not meddling it by using satellites to flip votes or hacking voting machines. They have used their vast propaganda capabilities and a vast social media network to pollute the minds of the American people. And Americans love conspiracy theories, and the Russians know this. So part of the medical misinformation that came out during COVID was fostered by Russia on social media by Russian bots. And it was picked up and amplified by people like Nicholas Fuentes, Joe Rogan, Charlie Kirk, and a number of other right-wing talking heads. Okay? We also know that our culture wars here, the attack on certain groups of people in the United States, like transgender people, immigrants, people of color, women, have all been fostered through misinformation provided by Russia and picked up by right-wing talking heads and amplified throughout social media in the United States. And we have talked in the past about the fact that the right wing owns the media in a way that the left wing can only dream about, okay? And that's an absolute fact. And that has been going on for some time because they are also master manipulators. We know that in the 2024 election, it was not just Russia, but China started to chime in with misinformation, as did Iran. We were warned about this before the election. So here we sit right now, and I will tell you that Russia's fever dream is that we split into two nations, North and South. That's what they envision. It's their dream, a completely divided America. So I'm not talking to MAGA here because they're unreachable, okay? I am talking to the rest of the population. The rest of the population who may be unhappy about some things and maybe scratching their heads and saying, maybe it is those people that are the problem. But it isn't. It isn't. We're in a situation where we're not just in culture wars anymore. We have people literally losing their rights and in fear of their lives. Okay? Women have lost so much of what they fought for. It is so sad to watch women bleeding out in parking lots because they can't get D&Cs abortions because they're having miscarriages until the baby's heartbeat stops. Women dying from sepsis from that. These are real world results of what Donald Trump has inflicted upon people in this country. We have immigrants now who are totally fearful. Even people here legally are now totally fearful of being deported. People who, by the way, pick your food, clean your houses, build your houses, do your lawns. We have transgender people. We had a senator just file a bill to make transgender people illegal. A population that is so small, you can't believe they're like 0.5% of the American population. And they are not out there playing sports and clobbering people every day. That's also some more misinformation and fear-mongering. And here we sit at the crossroads because there's nothing more that Donald Trump would like than to be the Vladimir Putin of the United States. He is the proponent of the straight white male syndrome, and everybody else in this country is below that level. We must know our place. And Donald Trump has made that abundantly clear as he has traveled around the country for the past 4 years, actually campaigning to make a return to the White House and polluting people's minds. He's never once told you how he's going to make America great again beyond victimizing groups of people in this country, because he has made them the problem when they are not the problem. He is the problem. And the right wing that he has normalized is the problem. We either fight back here or we might as well wave the white flag. Because this is where we sit now in the United States, okay? This is where we sit. And MI6, I'd like to close with this, is warning the world that if Donald Trump is victorious, if Vladimir Putin is victorious in the Ukraine, it will embolden both China and Iran. And we will be in a very large predicament here. I promise you this. Donald Trump may well fulfill his campaign promise of ending the Ukraine war, but it will not be the Ukraine that started out fighting this war, okay? They will lose their land and they will lose their rights. And Zelensky may not survive. We don't know that yet. But one thing we know for certain is that neither Vladimir Putin nor Donald Trump respect democracy. And in fact, the people that Trump has surrounded himself with also do not respect democracy. Peter Thiel, a billionaire who has spent so much of his wealth putting Donald Trump's minions in office, has stated he doesn't understand that how democracy and freedom can exist together. Because their freedom amounts to the freedom to oppress the rest of us. It's time for the American people to understand we did not meet the challenge on November 5th, but we had best be ready to meet it now. I will talk to you all later.